How can people either find more time or make more time in their current schedule to do that and to manage their side business?
We all get the same 24 hours a day. So if anybody has a way of getting more hours, I want to know what that secret is. But Noel and I talk about this a lot. There's two things that you have to kind of think about. One is the things that you do that you really waste time on, but it goes by so quickly, you don't even recognize it. So a good example is being on social media. I think I'm spending 5 minutes. And whenever I have looked at the clock to monitor that, it has been a whole hell of a lot longer than that.
I have to uninstall them after a while because I just end up losing hours and hours. I just think, what am I doing? I could be getting so much more out of this time. Uninstall, get rid of it, knuckle down kind of thing.
Yeah. So when you look at where do I want to put my time, that is the good start with where am I giving away my time that I didn't even recognize that I was doing. And so then you carve out, okay, I'm going to replace that. The second is a habit. And in order to build in time to work and focus on your business, you have to schedule it. I believe you have to schedule it. If you schedule it, it makes it easier. And then you develop the processes that go into place. So you recognize I have time for friends. I have time for taking care of myself, whether that's exercise, meditation, anything of that nature, that you then, when you have a schedule, it makes it easier to rebalance or reprioritize yourself and also to set good boundaries and limits. So if you say, I'm giving 30 minutes a day, for example, to work on getting my side business going, and you schedule that time in, and then you say, okay, I gave 30 minutes. Now I'm going on and doing something else that's a reward for having managed my time so well, you'll feel like you're moving in the right direction.
Okay. So I want to say Lori is the time organization expert, and she's the one that sends me recipes that will help me to spend less time cooking so that I could spend more time, pursuing, what we want to do. And it has helped actually. So that's one thing. I've learned to have some recipes in my back pocket especially on days. And again, we have a habit, we have a routine. There are days where we just have committed to work on Sticky Brand Lab. And I know that whether I eat or not, or whether I eat at the same time, we will be meeting at such and such a time. And my husband is well aware of that. And so on those days, I have back pocket recipes to help compress that time. But at the same time, there is such thing, and this is especially on times where it's not necessarily, where I have a little bit more flexibility, and that is go with energy. There's this whole thing about, following the energy of your body. Just because it's 8 o'clock doesn't mean you're going to have the energy to be able to pursue what you're doing. And I find that when an idea hits me and I actually have some flexibility in my schedule, I really don't have to go cook a breakfast. I really don't have to go mow the lawn right now. I need to act on that impulse immediately. And when I do, what comes out of that stream of creativity is golden and would have taken me tons of struggle to get it out if it ever would get out. So, at the same time, follow your energy and follow your creativity. There's another one.
That's okay. You're not limited. Just get as many as you
I know.
like.
But the thing is, another thing is counterintuitive, and that is take time out to just get quiet. Whether it's, people talk about 20-minute meditation, that's great. If you don't have time, what I find I like to do, especially if it's a crazy day, is to just go outside. It's really quiet. I live in the country, so that's my go-to place. Some people, I think when I live in the city, it would be my closet, but go to a quiet space and just stare at something. Just stare at the sky, stare at a blank wall, stare at your eyelids for 3 minutes. Just quiet down. And because when you stop the swirling in your head, you're more naturally able to then take the next step, which will happen to just naturally be the highest priority. You just know what to do next. And you're not swirling in the thoughts and swirling in this activity and this to-do list. And so your time naturally becomes spent more efficiently.